Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will dive deep into the captivating twists and turns of Port Charles as revealed in the spoilers for Monday, June 2nd, 2025. From tangled relationships and shocking secrets to heartfelt reconnections and strategic alliances, this episode promises a roller coaster of emotions and drama. Let's unpack the intricate web of interactions, hidden agendas, and personal dilemmas that await our beloved characters, with fresh perspectives, expanded details, and intriguing new elements woven into the story. Nina's dilemma and Ava's counsel. At the heart of Monday's episode lies Nina Reeves, who finds herself at a crossroads with the power to alter lives with a single revelation. Nina holds a secret that could shatter the fragile bond between Willow Tate and Drew Cain if she chooses to expose their past indiscretion. Additionally, she has pieced together a bombshell about Michael Corinthos and Sasha Jill Maria drunken encounter on the night Willow and Drew's affair came to light, resulting in Sasha's unexpected pregnancy with Michael's child. This knowledge places Nina in a position of immense influence, with the potential to sway custody battles in Willow's favor or upend multiple relationships with the truth. Caught in this moral quagmire, Nina seeks guidance from her closest confidant, Ava Jerome, whose cunning mind and strategic prowess are legendary in Port Charles. Their meeting is set against the backdrop of a dimly lit gallery, Ava's sanctuary of art and schemes, where the air is thick with tension. Ava, ever the master manipulator, listens intently as Nina pours out her conflicting emotions: her desire for revenge against Drew, her lingering loyalty to Willow, and her uncertainty about Michael and Sasha's unborn child. Ava's advice, delivered with a sly smile and a sip of vintage wine, likely nudges Nina toward a calculated move. Could Ava suggest using this information as leverage at the upcoming trial, turning the courtroom into a battleground of secrets? Or might she advise Nina to play the long game, holding this explosive truth as a trump card for a more opportune moment? Their conversation could also touch on Ava's own past missteps, with Ava cautioning Nina against repeating her own mistakes of acting impulsively out of spite. As whispers of the trial echo through their discussion, fans are left wondering if Ava's counsel will push Nina toward destruction or redemption. Michael's plea to Sasha. Meanwhile, Michael Corinthos wrestles with his own complex emotions as he approaches Sasha Gilmore with a heartfelt request. Having already expressed his willingness to step back from the baby's life if that's her wish, Michael's internal struggle is palpable. His longing to be a part of his child's world shines through in every lingering glance and hesitant word. Their encounter takes place in the serene setting of the Quartermain Mansion's garden, where the scent of blooming roses contrasts sharply with the weight of their conversation. Michael, pacing nervously under the arbor, might be asking Sasha for a chance to co-parent, proposing a tentative plan to support her through the pregnancy and beyond. Perhaps he offers to set up a trust fund for the child, ensuring financial security, or suggests they attend parenting classes together to ease the transition into this unexpected chapter. Alternatively, his request could pivot away from the baby entirely, focusing instead on the looming trial that threatens to expose more of Port Charles' darkest secrets. Michael might implore Sasha to testify on his behalf, hoping her account of that fateful night could shift blame or provide context to his actions. Their dialogue could reveal new layers to their shared histories of vulnerability from their past that resurface as they navigate this delicate situation. Sasha, torn between protecting her own peace and honoring Michael's sincerity, might hesitate, her eyes reflecting the storm of decisions ahead. Will she grant Michael's request, or will she draw a firm line to safeguard her future and that of her unborn child? This emotionally charged exchange promises to be a highlight of the episode. Curtis and Portia's lingering tension. Elsewhere in Port Charles, Curtis Ashford grapples with unresolved feelings stemming from the dramatic revelations at the nurses' ball. The discovery of Portia Robinson's entanglement in Drew Cain's blackmail scheme left Curtis reeling, though the couple masked their discord with forced smiles during the event. Now, in the quiet aftermath, their pent-up frustrations threaten to boil over. Picture them in their cozy living room, the silence between them heavier than the plush sofa they sit on, as Curtis wrestles with whether to confront Portia about her secrecy. His reservations, hinted at in the spoilers, might center on a deeper breach of trust. Did Portia's actions jeopardize their family, or is Curtis more wounded by her lack of transparency? This tension could also extend to Curtis' fractured friendship with Drew, as he questions whether his former lies' influence corrupted Portia or if Drew himself is a victim of circumstance. A new angle emerges as Curtis reflects on a past business deal with Drew that went awry years ago, wondering if history is repeating itself. Their conversation might escalate into a heated debate about loyalty and forgiveness, with Portia defending her choices as a means to protect their daughter Trina. Will Curtis find a way to rebuild trust with his wife, or will this rift drive a permanent wedge between them? The stakes feel personal and profound, setting the stage for a raw exploration of marriage under pressure. Alexis, Kristina, and Lucky's strategic meeting. On another front, Alexis Davis takes decisive action as she convenes with her daughter Kristina Corinthos Davis and Lucky Spencer to address a pressing threat. The trio, aware of the leverage Rick Lansing and Ava Jerome hold over them, meets in a secluded diner on the outskirts of town, far from prying eyes. The clink of coffee cups and the hum of distant chatter mask the gravity of their discussion as Alexis lays out her concerns. She's determined to shield Kristina from the fallout of her past mistakes, refusing to let her daughter bear the full brunt of consequences alone. Lucky, ever the protective brother figure, offers insights from his own tumultuous history with Rick, recalling a long-forgotten betrayal that might provide a key to outmaneuvering their adversaries. Their brainstorming session could involve a daring plan to turn the tables, perhaps digging up dirt on Rick's recent shady dealings or exploiting a weakness in Ava's armor. A new twist emerges as Kristina reveals a hidden recording she made during a tense encounter with Rick, which might just be the evidence they need to level the playing field. As they plot their next moves, the dynamic between Alexis' fierce maternal instinct, Kristina's impulsive bravery, and Lucky's seasoned pragmatism creates a compelling alliance. Will their combined efforts neutralize Rick and Ava's upper hand, or will their scheme backfire, plunging them deeper into danger? This meeting is a testament to the power of family bonds in the face of adversity. Liz and Laura's emotional reconnection. Finally, Elizabeth Weber and Laura Collins share a poignant moment of reconnection amidst their respective challenges. Liz, still healing from a recent accident that left her with lingering physical and emotional scars, finds solace in Laura's presence at General Hospital's quiet rooftop garden. Laura, grappling with the chaos of her mayoral duties, faces mounting pressures from the upcoming referendum C vote, compounded by the menacing influence of Sidwell, the obstructive Councilman Boyle, and the ever-complicated Drew Kane. Their conversation, bathed in the soft glow of the setting sun, likely centers on finding strength in shared struggles. Liz might confide in Laura about her fears of never fully recovering, while Laura opens up about the toll of leadership, perhaps revealing a personal sacrifice she made to protect the city. Like declining a lucrative deal that could have benefited her family but compromised her ethics. A fresh layer is added as they reminisce about a past crisis they weathered together, a hospital emergency years ago that tested their resilience and deepened their bond. This memory serves as a reminder of their enduring friendship, inspiring them to support each other through their current turmoil. Could their discussion pivot to strategizing against Sidwell's latest power play, with Liz offering a unique perspective from her hospital contacts? Or will it remain a purely personal exchange, a rare moment of vulnerability for two women carrying heavy burdens? Either way, their reunion is a beacon of hope in an episode brimming with conflict. As Monday, June 2, 2025, unfolds on ABC General Hospital, the residents of Port Charles navigate a labyrinth of secrets, choices, and connections that promise to reshape their futures. From Nina's pivotal decision under Ava's guidance to Michael and Sasha's delicate negotiations, from Curtis and Portia's strained marriage to Alexis, Kristina, and Lucky's daring pact, and from Liz and Laura's touching reunion, every storyline brims with suspense and heart. Next, we will delve into the dramatic courtroom battles and shocking revelations set to unfold in Port Charles on June 2, 2025. Drew Kane, also known as Quartermain, is pulling out all the stops to secure victory in a heated custody dispute with Willow Corinthos, while secrets surrounding Sasha Corbin's pregnancy threaten to upend multiple lives. With alliances fracturing, dirty tricks at play, and explosive accusations flying, this episode promises to be a whirlwind of betrayal and intrigue. Join us as we explore the tangled web of deceit, personal vendettas, and desperate maneuvers that define this gripping storyline, complete with expanded details and imaginative new twists. Drew's ruthless courtroom strategy. Drew Kane is no stranger to controversy, but his latest scheme takes his ambition to a new level as he prepares to fight tooth and nail for custody of Wiley and Amelia Corinthos. alongside his daughter Scout Quartermain Hayne, in a bid to create his ideal blended family with Willow. In the dimly lit corridors of the Port Charles courthouse, Drew plots his next move with icy determination, unconcerned by the bridges he's burned along the way. His once close relationships with his nephew Michael Corinthos and friend Curtis Ashford have crumbled into bitter enmity, yet Drew's singular focus remains on winning, no matter the cost. Whether the dirt he plans to unearth about Michael is grounded in truth or merely a series of calculated fabrications, Drew's goal is clear: sway the judge by any means necessary. This ruthless tactic of fighting fire with fire emerges as Drew faces opposition on multiple fronts. Alexis Davis stands firm in her battle for Scout's custody, while Michael fights relentlessly for sole guardianship of Wiley and Amelia. With the initial hearing for Wiley and Amelia set to take center stage first, Drew sharpens his arsenal of underhanded maneuvers. Picture him in a late-night meeting with a shady private investigator in a smoky backroom, poring over doctored documents and rehearsing damaging allegations. A new twist surfaces as Drew leverages a rumored past indiscretion of Michael's, one whispered about in Port Charles elite circles but never confirmed, to paint his nephew as unfit. Will Drew's gambit convince the court, or will his lack of concrete evidence unravel his carefully constructed facade? The stakes couldn't be higher as personal grudges fuel a legal showdown that promises fireworks. Drew's obsession with Sasha's pregnancy. Adding another layer of complexity to Drew's machinations is his keen interest in Sasha Corbin's pregnancy, a situation he's monitored with a hawk's vigilance. Ever since his arrival in Port Charles as the mysterious Jake Doe, Drew has absorbed the labyrinthine history of the Quartermain family, arming himself with knowledge of their penchant for paternity deceptions. He recalls tales of Ned Quartermain's false claim as Kristina Corinthos Davis' father and Jason Morgan's protective bond with Michael, viewing such duplicity as a family tradition. Now, Drew harbors suspicions about Sasha's child, unconvinced by any past connection to Jason and instead fixating on Michael as the potential father. Armed with insider information gleaned from Willow's return to her nursing duties at General Hospital, Drew has pieced together a timeline of Sasha's pregnancy. Though he slyly attributes this intel to Portia Robinson, whom he's already blackmailing over an unrelated matter. In a shadowy corner of the hospital cafeteria, Drew might be seen scribbling notes, crafting a narrative that implicates Michael with forged evidence to bolster his courtroom attack. A fresh element emerges as Drew unearths a cryptic text message Sasha sent to a friend about a complicated night, which he misinterprets as confirmation of his theory. Though lacking solid proof, Drew's willingness to blur the lines of truth and fiction could turn the custody battle into a minefield of accusations. How far will he go to twist this personal drama into a weapon against Michael? And what repercussions might ripple through Sasha's fragile world? The cover-up trio Jason, Michael, and Sasha. Caught in the crosshairs of Drew's scheming are Jason Morgan, Michael Corinthos, and Sasha Corbin, who form a tight-knit trio desperate to shield a devastating secret. They are fully aware that if Michael publicly acknowledges paternity of Sasha's unborn child, it could jeopardize his custody claim over Wiley and Amelia. Their clandestine meetings unfold in the secluded boathouse by the lake, where the lapping waves mask their hushed, urgent whispers. Each member of this alliance carries their own burden, Jason with his fierce loyalty to Michael, Sasha with her protective instinct for her baby, and Michael with the weight of potentially losing his children. Drew, however, holds a damning piece of leverage: documentation of Cody Bell's drunken rant at the Black Dog Bar, pinpointing the exact night Sasha and Michael parted ways, a night that coincides with Drew and Willow's own scandalous encounter caught on a nanny cam in the nursery while Michael was absent. A new detail emerges as the trio recalls a forgotten witness from that chaotic evening, a bartender who overheard Cody's accusations and might be persuaded to contradict Drew's narrative if approached discreetly. Their cover-up, fraught with tension, teeters on the edge of exposure as they scramble to anticipate Drew's next move. Will their united front hold under the pressure of Drew's accusations, or will one slip of the tongue shatter their carefully guarded secret? June 2nd showdown, evidence, and counterattacks. The tension reaches a boiling point on June 2, 2025, as the courtroom doors swing open for a hearing that could redefine family ties in Port Charles. Drew strides in with a smug confidence, ready to unveil his evidence alleging that Michael cheated on Willow with Sasha, resulting in her pregnancy. The gallery buzzes with anticipation as Drew's attorney presents a series of grainy photos and questionable witness statements, crafted to tarnish Michael's reputation. The irony isn't lost on anyone. Drew, guilty of his own infidelity with Willow, plays the role of accuser in a classic case of hypocrisy. Michael, however, is not without his own ammunition. In a dramatic turn, he counters with the infamous nanny cam footage, accidentally aired by Tracy Quartermain during a heated family meeting, which exposes Drew and Willow's betrayal. The courtroom erupts in gasps as the video plays on a flickering screen, projecting undeniable proof of Drew's duplicity. A novel twist unfolds as the judge, visibly frustrated by the barrage of personal scandals, hints at dismissing both sides' claims as irrelevant to the children's welfare, potentially throwing out the mudslinging evidence altogether. Amidst this chaos, a sidelined observer, perhaps a social worker assigned to the case, notes the emotional toll on Wiley and Amelia, raising the question of whether either parent truly prioritizes the kids' well-being over personal vendettas. Will the judge see through the smokescreen of accusations to focus on what's best for the children, or will this battle of tit-for-tat derail the entire case? Next, we will uncover the gripping aftermath of the 2025 Nurses' Ball and the shocking revelations that continue to ripple through Port Charles, as highlighted in the spoilers for Friday, May 30, 2025. From Kristina Davis grappling with the devastating truth about her mother Alexis Davis' blackmail ordeal to strategic alliances forming in the shadows. This episode is packed with emotional turmoil and high-stakes decisions. Join us as we dive into the intricate layers of guilt, desperation, and potential retribution, enriched with fresh details and inventive twists that promise to keep viewers on the edge of their seats. The shocking revelation at the Nurses' Ball. The glitz and glamour of the 2025 Nurses' Ball served as a dazzling facade for a series of explosive secrets. But none hit harder than the bombshell Kristina Davis uncovered outside the gala's ballroom. Under the flickering glow of streetlights near the Metro Court Hotel, Kristina's world tilted as Alexis Davis revealed a harrowing truth: she is being blackmailed by Rick Lansing and Ava Jerome. And Kristina herself unwittingly played a role in this disaster. Alexis, with a tremor in her voice, detailed the incriminating evidencia video of the infamous brake-cutting incident that Rick and Ava wielded. Worse still, she confessed to siphoning funds from the Casadini estate to buy their silence, a desperate act that's left her morally and legally compromised. Kristina stood frozen, her expression mirroring a storm of guilt and disbelief, as Alexis explained how this ordeal nearly drove her to consider having Kristina committed for her own protection. Amidst the heartbreak, a faint glimmer of hope shines throughout. Their fractured mother-daughter bond has begun to heal under the weight of shared vulnerability. Yet, as they embrace in the cool night air, new shadows loom. A previously unmentioned detail surfaces. Kristina recalls a fleeting moment at the ball when she overheard Ava whispering to Rick about securing the final piece, hinting at an even deeper conspiracy. Could there be more to this blackmail scheme than meets the eye? This revelation sets the stage for a battle of wits and wills, as the Davis women grapple with how to reclaim their lives from the clutches of deceit. Alexis, Kristina, and Lucky's urgent meeting. According to ABC General Hospital spoilers for May 30, 2025. Alexis isn't facing this crisis alone. She is set to strategize with Kristina and Lucky Spencer in a clandestine meeting that could change everything. Tucked away in a quiet corner of Kelly's diner, far from prying eyes, the trio huddles over steaming mugs of coffee, the tension palpable in their furrowed brows. Lucky, dragged into this mess simply by being Kristina's steadfast friend and an unfortunate bystander to her past mistakes, finds himself entangled in a web he never wove. His disgust for Rick's underhanded tactics burns bright, fueled further by a personal stake: his deep connection to Elizabeth Liz Baldwin, who has her own unresolved history with Rick, pushes him to seek justice. Kristina, meanwhile, wrestles with an overwhelming sense of responsibility for her mother's plight. Her impulsive nature simmers just beneath the surface as she contemplates drastic measures to fix the chaos she feels she caused. A new element emerges as Lucky suggests tapping into old police contacts from his days on the force to dig into Rick's recent dealings, hoping to unearth something incriminating. Their discussion might veer into dangerous territory. Cold Kristina proposes involving her father, Sonny Corinthos, whose underworld connections might offer a more permanent solution to Rick and Ava's threats. Imagine her hesitantly sketching out a plan to hire one of Sunny's trusted enforcers, her voice trembling with the weight of such a dark choice. Yet, the moral cost of such a path looms large, casting a shadow over their deliberations. Will they opt for vengeance, or will cooler heads prevail in this critical moment? The power balance and legal loopholes. As the trio brainstorms, a crucial realization dawns: Rick and Ava may not hold the ironclad power they believe. Alexis, ever the legal mind even in distress, points out a critical flaw in their blackmail scheme. The shell company Rick established to disguise the embezzled fund transfers bears both his and Ava's names alongside hers. If Alexis falls, they tumble with her, a fact that could strip away their leverage. This insight transforms their predicament into a high-stakes chess game, played out in the muted tones of legal documents and whispered threats. Picture Alexis poring over financial records late at night in her modest office, a flickering desk lamp illuminating her determined face as she uncovers an overlooked transaction that ties Rick directly to the fraud. A fresh twist is introduced as Kristina recalls a rumor about Rick's missing vehicle, last seen near the docks under suspicious circumstance. Cold locating it provide physical evidence to flip the narrative. Perhaps it holds a hidden camera or documents that expose Rick's broader schemes, a jackpot for their defense. This potential lifeline adds a layer of urgency to their plan, though Alexis remains cautious, edging restraint. She might plead with Kristina and Lucky to trust the legal process and avoid retaliation that could backfire spectacularly. But with emotions running high, the question remains, will Kristina heed her mother's wisdom, or will her guilt propel her into reckless action that could doom them all? The balance of power teeters precariously, promising a showdown of strategy over brute force. Kristina's impulsive nature and potential fallout. History offers a sobering lesson about Kristina's tendency to act on impulse, and ABC General Hospital spoilers hint that this trait could spell disaster on May 30, 2025. Despite Alexis' heartfelt pleas to stay the course, Kristina's inner turmoil evident in her restless pacing and clenched fists during their diner meeting suggests she's on the verge of defying caution. Her need to atone for dragging her mother into this nightmare might drive her to confront Ava directly, perhaps storming into the Jerome Gallery with accusations blazing, unaware of hidden recorders capturing her every word. Alternatively, she could seek out Sunny in a secluded warehouse, begging for his intervention, not realizing the irreversible consequences of involving the mob. A new scenario unfolds as Kristina stumbles upon a cryptic note in Alexis' home office, hinting at a past favor Rick owed to a dangerous figure. Could she use this as leverage without fully understanding the risks? Such a move might escalate tensions beyond repair, drawing in unintended players and complicating the legal battle. The spoilers suggest that if Kristina flies off the handle, the fallout could be catastrophic, ensnaring not just Alexis but Lucky and others in a deeper quagmire. Imagine the courtroom scenes that follow, with a judge's gavel pounding as new charges or allegations surface, all because of a single rash decision. Will Kristina's passion become their undoing, or can Sunny, perhaps Lucky with his steady hand, draw her in before the situation spirals completely off the rails?